Virgo. So my apologies for not getting a reading out for you in September, and my apologies for getting this reading to you so late in October. I have had a ton of stuff going on. I had to take some time for myself, and now I'm sick. So it just seems to be one thing after another. But my apologies for not being on getting things for you sooner. So let's do it now. I already shuffled and I had to stop what I was doing, so I had to stop the video. So let's start again. Thankfully, I just had gotten the cards out. So what I'm feeling here, you have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck for this reading. This is basically the energy that's presiding over the reading, the essence of the reading. It's kind of being in your head about certain things. It's about decision making, but also being clouded in regard to what you're thinking about, having too many conflicting ideas, thoughts, not knowing the truth about a situation, sometimes just not knowing your feelings, maybe needing to connect with your feelings a little bit more versus overthinking things. But to start the reading out, you have the World. So this is essentially an energy where it's a transitional period, and it's often towards something better because we've learned lessons from our past. We've learned lessons from our experiences where we don't necessarily have to do the same things any longer. Some sort of transformational change is happening in regard to how we want to experience our future. But it feels like there's a bit of a block here with the Eight of Wands in reverse. That can be a block in communication. It can be a breakup. It can be not moving, delays in travel. This is also world travel. Some of you are moving towards somebody that you have had a hard time letting go of. And you're kind of curious if this is going to be working in your best judgment because it's been so hard to let it go. Some of you are going to be dealing with somebody who you have let things go with. There's been a lack of communication or just like a slowing down of communication, but you have the potential to rekindle something. There may be new love, but a different way of going about things. But I feel here with Judgment in reverse, there's an energy where it's like we're still in our mind about if this is the right decision to make, is this the right choice to make? And that can be very frustrating just because it's like right now what I'm seeing here, every card in this reading except for the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Swords, both eights, you have all major arcana cards here. So this is it's all life-changing, it's all transformative, but it's something that's going to be very much heavy-hitting. It's going to change the course of your experience at this point. Lots of lessons to learn, lots of transition and change to undergo. And more than anything, accepting that process. It's not like running from something. It's not trying to make something happen. It's accepting the process as it's supposed to be and being sure to not force things, being sure to be patient and just allow things to flow and move as they need to move without trying to force something to happen. So in the middle of this reading, this could be the present energy. I often see this as past, present, what's coming up. But the Tower in reverse with the Lovers, it's almost as if you have something where it may have been a situation where it had ended in the past. There may have been a block in communication with you and this person. But now we're coming back to this person or this idea. It doesn't have to just be a person. It could be a group of people. It could be a job. It could be something that you feel passionate about. It's something that fills you. It makes you feel good. You're engaged in it. But it's coming back. Oftentimes the Tower in reverse is talking about coming back to a situation that would rather be better left alone. But here it's almost as if we have like this either yearning or desire or the potential of this coming to pass. But you're in your head about it because it almost feels like, am I backtracking? Am I making the right decision here? Am I going about this in the right way? Somebody help me. Please talk to me. Like that type of thing, like needing some sort of internal guidance, but not necessarily listening to the messages that you're receiving, or maybe thinking that those messages are wrong, like you're wrong. I would urge you, Virgo, to be more so in tune with yourself. Try to ease your mind a little bit, just because it feels like it's running amok. It's overthinking things. So, yeah, because you're worried that you're not going to make the right decision, or maybe possibly that you've harshly judged somebody in the past. Perhaps that might have caused things to come to an end. So let's go ahead and clarify this reading here for you, Virgo. Please show me the world for Virgo. And we're just going to pull the cards first, get everything out, and then we'll go forward, okay? So for the world, you have the Ace of Cups. With the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So something that you may have walked away from. A lot of eights here. Harsh transitional change sometimes. Here with the Eight of Cups, it's having walked away from a situation that now we may feel like we are connected to. We may be changing our mind. It's possible that somebody else has changed their mind in regard to us and they're coming back. There's potential there for that as well. Show me the Eight of Wands in reverse. There's the Eight of Wands in reverse. Let's just go ahead and pull the cards and then we'll get into it, okay? King of Swords. Show me the Lovers. Five of Swords. Show me the Tower in reverse. Ten of Wands, and you have three cards popping out here. So who popped out? You have the Nine of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Two of Cups. With the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is communication that's been blocked off, and it feels like possibly an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, may be coming to communicate with you. If there has been a shutdown of communication, it feels like that person either has come into an understanding of themselves in regard to your situation, and they're looking in on their past actions in regard to maybe manipulation or some sort of just not treating the relationship in a good way, possibly being very cold, mentally and emotionally manipulative in a situation, or just being very detached. And sometimes that type of detachment can also, what is that saying? The person who cares less has the most power in a relationship, or the most control in a relationship, because they always keep the other person guessing, or they always have the last say. I'm feeling like the last say, something about this person was just more, I don't know. It was harder energy to deal with, because it was almost like they were disconnected in a certain way. That's going to be for some of you not. With the Tower in reverse, you have the Ten of Wands upright. This is kind of talking about coming back to a situation, because somebody may be feeling a lot of guilt in regard to how they left a situation with you, or how they mistreated you, disconnected from you, the way that they went about their communication or lack of communication. Somebody who doesn't really share their emotions, somebody who is slow to start. It's like they go forward and then they move back. They go forward, they move back. They're not sharing their emotional communication with you. It's like they have a hard time expressing their emotions, and that may be a situation now that they're having to look back on, or possibly you have to look back on, Virgo, in regard to how you felt about a specific person. Some of you, this situation may have involved some sort of deception. But what I'm feeling here is there's a call to want to come back, because we feel immature about the way that we may have dealt with things, but we recognize that there is a fair amount of love between us, connection there. Show me Judgment, please. Why is Judgment in reverse for Virgo? I'm putting these cards back. So you have you have the Queen of Cups here, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. The energy is somebody who is very, very loving, very nurturing, very welcoming, very open-hearted energy. It's very loving and encompassing. And I think here it's almost as if you're having a difficulty in regard to how you feel versus what you feel like you should do. Judgment in reverse talks about harshly judging somebody. It's about not stepping into ideal judgment, following with your heart versus what is necessary for reality. Some of you, that Queen of Swords energy that popped up on the bottom of the deck is more so indicative of what you need to do versus going all bubbly and gushy. Some of you, the energy is to sit with this and feel your feelings in regard to this person. What will be your best course of action regarding this person? Show me strength. So for strength, you have the Four of Pentacles here. The Four of Pentacles is essentially where we hold on to things. So we can hold on to our money, we can hold on to our feelings, we can hold on to grudges, we can hold on to being immobile, we can hold on to so many different things, you know. But somehow here, it's like I feel like holding on to faith, holding on to hope, holding on to the potential for something. And it's like, it feels like there's an energy here where you are considering this person heavily, or they are considering you heavily. It feels like there's a fair amount of feelings between the two of you, and there may need to be time, you may need to create time to communicate. Now, if this person just dropped you and hasn't communicated with you, leave that up to them. Don't reach out, you know. People show you who they are by how they treat you. You know, if people are willing to just shut you out, block you out, you know, disconnect from you, and you're still feeling heavy about it, you know, sometimes it's important for us to recognize that the people that we have in our lives, you know, they're there for a specific reason. What are they showing us? Are they showing us where we need to connect within ourselves, our self-value, our self-worth, what we, you know, how we are important to ourselves? What do we need to uphold? You know, if somebody's mistreating us or shutting us out, like, what does that serve? You know, why would we want to go back into that? You know, but it feels like this person here needs to communicate something, and it feels like it's about feelings. So, you know, roll with the punches. I feel like I should clarify some other things too. Show me the Eight of Wands in reverse with the King of Swords. Show me the Eight of Wands in reverse with the King of Swords. Yeah, so you so you have the Ten of Cups popping out here with the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This person, if they have not communicated for a while, or they're really bad at sharing their emotions, it's something that they want to do. It's a connection here where it's like we're wanting to communicate our feelings, our emotions, the connection, the love, the hope for something more, even though there may be blockages in getting there. It's figuring out how to make that happen. The Ten of Cups also fell out over here upside down when when those other cards came out here and I didn't take them. The Ten of Cups was in there too. So I'm glad it's making an appearance over here. Interestingly enough, at the bottom of this deck, I'm just going to push this up. You have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. He's pushing through. The King of Cups was coming out. You have the Queen of Cups here. You have the King of Swords, Queen of Swords. These are cards where it's like we are either in a space with our partner or a person where we can communicate with them easily, where we don't have to play mind games. It's very succinct communication. But I feel here there's like a tug of war between not going overboard on the lovey-dovey and being all consumed by love. And then there's another feeling where it's like, I want to be consumed by love and totally lovey-dovey, where, you know, you're just like flowing in that energy. And it's like dancing this fine line between how to go about the situation. It feels like somebody is wanting to either apologize, come back, communicate whatever it is that they need to communicate about their feelings, but they're in their head about how they want to do that, or you are in your head about how you want to do that with somebody else. Show me the World and the Ace of Cups. You have the World here and the Devil at the bottom of the deck. So the World, clarifying the world. This is about changes. It's about basically letting things go. Here we have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. So this is energy of toxic connections, people being very selfish in regard to how they go about things. I do want to mention under the Devil, Two of Cups. Two of Cups presented here as well. This is somebody who may have was acting very selfish in regard to a situation. They may have left a situation due to toxic connections in their own life. Maybe you were dealing with, I don't know, it could be addiction, it could be gambling, it could be sex addiction, overeating, drinking. It could also just be being very selfish and self-centered, not considering other people. But the World here, clarifying these two, the Ace of Cups and the World, that's basically moving forward, allowing things to end the way that they were and to change things. I feel it's an understanding where we now know what we need to contribute to a relationship to actually make it function, to actually help it feel nurtured and welcome and at ease. Somebody may have had to have learned that in themselves, or may have to learn that with you. That's the a factor here. Show me a little bit more about the Lovers and the Five of Swords. Show me more about the Lovers and the Five of Swords here for Virgo. You have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups essentially is somebody turning somebody down. They don't want to move forward with them. There's either too much problems with the situation, they are not feeling enthusiastic about a situation. It's basically just kind of like a standstill where it's like you want to offer something and no, I don't want to do that. And so I feel that in the past that may have happened between the two of you because you may have been picking up on a disconnection from the person, or like they were just detached in a certain way and it felt like you weren't getting what you needed. So you either left, or maybe this person was feeling that way from you. Mental manipulation, emotional manipulation, like weird disconnection type things. Either you or this person didn't want to do anything in the past. And I feel that now there's this, again, hesitancy to put the brakes on again, you know, to be defensive. You have the Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's, you know, if it's not being defensive, it's communicating with the person, expressing what you felt in the past with them, what you've already dealt with, how it made you feel, and basically creating healthy boundaries in regard to the potential of either friendship here or a relationship happening. Again, this is back and forth. These are general readings. If this does not go with your situation, it's not your situation. Some of you, this is for a child, you know, not like a little baby, but like your adult child or a family member. It does not just have to be a love affair, you know, or a relationship in the past. However it makes sense to you and suits your situation, I would say work with that, you know, than trying to make it a specific thing. If it resonates, it resonates. Yeah, I think the potential here with this Four of Cups and the Lovers and the Five of Swords, it's like we have hesitant energy here to re-engage with this situation. And I think that that's legitimate. Like, you know, if you know somebody for being a certain way and they've showed you how they can be or what they can't provide, sometimes that's enough. But here it's like we have this back and forth feeling of wanting to be involved. Show me the Knight of Wands here. Show me the Knight of Wands. You have the Ace of Cups for the Knight of Wands and the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. This is basically, these are all cups here. There's so much cups here. It's feeling emotion. It's somebody basically feeling like they may have acted the fool in the past. Maybe they had stepped away from a certain situation with you to go and play around. It may have been, it feels silly. It feels trivial. It feels like something that wasn't, it was helpful for their growth, but it wasn't easy to deal with. Okay. For the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, Four of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, you know, twice here in this reading, this person, I think, is having a significant change around in their feelings, or you are, Virgo. And I feel that's where that Ten of Wands under here came for with this Ace, the Knight of Wands. Somebody's feeling guilty about their past actions, how they may have dealt with things, how they may have been in and out, non-committal, uncomfortable with love, uncomfortable with feeling things, uncomfortable with how they express their emotions. And so it may have caused a relationship to diminish. Show me the energy present between the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups. What's present between the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups? So you have the Ten of Coins in reverse with the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Cups, 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 you guys, all over the place. Some of you, this is going to deal with a family member. You know, not all of it's going to be relationships or love relationship stuff, romantic. Some of you, this is a situation where you were with a person for a while and for a long while, and it caused a loss of that connection. Some of you, this is a partner that you were with for a long time, possibly have children together. But the Ten of Pentacles in reverse talks about a significant loss of stability, loss of finances, not being comfortable in your home, in your life, loss of home, loss of inheritance. There's a lot of things connected to the Ten of Coins. Fit it as you will, but oftentimes there's a lack of stability that has been something long-standing in the making. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Cups. This is talking about expression through emotion. This is apologies, oftentimes apologies. I feel that this person has a lot to say and they may still be having a troubling time communicating. That's fair. Not everybody's good at communicating about their emotions or their feelings. If this person is worth it to you, then maybe you'll stick around. If it's not, so be it. This person also may have gone back to a previous partner. You or this person may have also gone back to a previous partner that they had a relationship with, a long-standing relationship, only to find that that did not work out, but their feelings also rested here. It's like they may have also gone back to something that they had to figure out for themselves. It was like their karmic relationships. We're all karmic partners, you know, everything is that type of energy, but some of us stick together, some of us don't. Some of us it's just for the lesson, and it's all lessons. The Ten of Coins in reverse, this is basically where if that is the situation, they went back to something that they were pretty much involved in for a fair amount of time. And that did not happen. It didn't work out. And so in a weird way, now they're honoring their feelings or emotions in regard to this situation. I don't know if you were in a third party situation in the past, but it feels, I want to put that out there just because I feel like this energy is presenting itself for whatever reason. I'm sorry, you guys. And some of you, there was nobody from the past. This is just a loss of connection between you and this person and the stability that you once had. Show me the Judgment card with the Queen of Cups. Why is Judgment in reverse for the Queen of Cups, please? Why is Judgment in reverse for the Queen of Cups? You have the Five of Wands here, between here, and now you have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. King of Cups at the bottom of this deck as well. Being in our head about everything. The Five of Wands is where we have conflict of interest, conflict within communication. We're just internally conflicted about a situation. Kind of what I was talking about initially with the Judgment card in reverse. It's like I may be having these emotional feelings, this wanting to outpour emotionally to this person or accept them or to love them or to shower them in love. But then there's like this idea of, am I doing the right thing by doing that? It's like second guessing your own emotions here. Some of you, this is you where you've had a hard time communicating your emotions. And now like that's up to plate. Like you have to do it. You don't have to, but it feels like this whole reading is about that, wanting to do that and utilizing your best judgment for it. Which decision am I going to make? How am I going to express myself? What do I feel here? And how do I convey it? Having conflict about how to go about that. But the King of Cups here presenting himself twice in the reading. The King of Cups is about somebody who is very loving. They're also nurturing. They want to share emotions, communicate, commit, open the connection, you know, somebody who is very caring, somebody who cares. So, you know, you can judge a situation from the past, you know, and not let anything in if you have a grudge or if you're just unwilling to listen to anything new from a person. But here I feel like we're listening, we're opening ourselves up, it's slowly happening. But it's also like gun shy too, like not being certain of the direction you want to go in, not being certain of what you feel here. And that's okay. You don't have to jump into something immediately. I would suggest you not do that. Just because that's not a good thing. Like taking your time, having boundaries, creating like separation if you need that separation, you know. Also, if you're dealing with somebody you haven't been with in a while, get tested. Be smart about that. Don't just jump into bed with somebody. Show me strength and the Four of Pentacles, please, for Virgo. Show me strength and the Four of Pentacles for Virgo. So you have the Queen of Wands popping out in reverse, strength, Leo energy, Leo energy. This may have been a situation where this person held on to somebody from their past, Queen of Wands, fire sign. It took strength to let that go, and it's patience in regard to how to heal from there. You also may not be feeling very patient with this person as well. Some of you are going to be very kind of verbally lay in. I would say be careful about that, because you have somebody potentially offering you something, the beginning to something new with the Ace of Coins at the bottom of the deck. I would say it may be taking a fair amount of patience and reserve to not bite their head off, to not hold grudges, hold harsh feelings, you know, and only you can process that. Only you are going to have the ability to change that type of mindset. It's all about mindset here. You know, this person, the Queen of Wands in reverse, she's somebody who wants to punish people. She's kind of a bitch. She's kind of harsh in the way that she goes about her business, her life, the way she conducts and dictates herself and how she dictates towards others. She's not a fair fighter, and she goes for the jugular. And it feels like we're needing to have a lot of patience so we don't turn towards that type of energy in response to this person. If you have grudges, you need to communicate those things. A relationship, if you're choosing to build something new, is not going to grow healthy if you are building it and starting it from a place of harsh judgments or what are they called? Grudges. I'm going to ask about these two cards here. Show me the King of Cups for Virgo. You have the King of Cups and you've got the King of Pentacles over here too. I know he's off camera, but he was underneath here. And I feel this is an energy where it's like, I know it's two males. It could be two males. This could be a same-sex relationship. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is you have two kings, the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Virgo, you are the King of Pentacles. This is an earth sign energy. Stability, you know, financial ability and abundance. It's taking care of things that need to be taken care of. It's entrepreneur, business. It's somebody who's got their shit together. Either this is the energy of this King of Cups, or this is two people meeting now where they need to be, it's easier to communicate because you both have basically grown into new aspects of yourself. So, show me the King of Cups here. You have the Nine of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Coins. So the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. This is back and forth. Some of you, this is the person being defensive about you or having to think extra about you in regard to the situation. Some of you, that role is reversed where you're doing the consideration. And it's a fair amount of it. I'm really sorry. Show me the Eight of Swords for Virgo. So you have Temperance in reverse, Virgo, for the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords essentially is where we, again, are in our head. It's the bottom energy of this reading, not being completely certain about which direction to go and what to do. Am I listening to a bunch of BS? Am I, you know, what am I thinking? Can I let go of the past and embrace the potential of the future? It's like back and forth, back and forth. The Temperance card in reverse is oftentimes upright. It can also be reminiscent of reconciliations. You have Judgment in reverse and the Temperance card in reverse, both cards of reconciliation. But they're in reverse right now. Some of you are leaning less towards accepting this, even though you're in your feelings about it very heavily. But it feels like information is going to come out that's going to help you understand this better. You know, whether you are to go with it or not, you know, is entirely up to you. And I'm not going to say do either, you know, but whatever works for you is going to be best. Show me the King of Pentacles in this situation. So you have the Page of Coins here. So some of you are going to be choosing a different route with this Two of Wands. Some of you need to find a different direction, or that's your plan. And some of you will end up turning this offer down, digging in your heels, not feeling that it's going to be stable enough, whether that be financially, whether that be emotionally, verbally, like a communication on a communication stance. Like, can you communicate freely and openly with this person? Like, is it going to be a replay of what happened in the last time? You know, where disconnect, shutting things out, building up walls, you know, putting people on like timeouts. That's what I'm feeling. Like, it's weird, but it's like kind of exerting this unfair sense of power and kind of like dictatorship, like being very cold and disconnected. Some of you are choosing to not go back into that and you're rather take a new direction, which is totally legit. Show me for Virgo. Show me for Virgo. So you have passion at the bottom of the deck. You have free yourself. And that's what I feel here in this reading, you guys. I feel here that some of you release your ex. Yeah. Some of you are having a hard time letting this go because there is a fair amount of love and connection between you here. It's this back and forth energy. Like, I love this person. I care about this person very much. But something here didn't work, and it was big enough to cause you to not want to maintain this. You know, you can't build a relationship just on passion. And I think some of you know that. A lot of you feel like that's all it takes in a relationship is passion. But passion, love, stability, like so many different factors to actually create and solidify a relationship. You know, passion is fleeting. And where is he? This is about passion. I know the Knight of Wands gets a hugely bad rap about being a cheater and a player and this and that. But sometimes he's just a really incredibly passionate person who, you know, is kind of enwrapped in their own passion. And they have many passions, so hence it's easier for him to ride off and go and be passionate with other people, or go and, you know, kind of indulge in their own whatever they want. Life is kind of like playtime for this person. They just enjoy what they want to do and they move on to the next thing. But this person may be having a lot of regret and guilt in regard to what they did, you know. And if anything, it may be helpful to just allow this person to apologize, you know. Maybe that's the extent of it. Considering we do have the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups here with the Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, though, some of you could have a fair amount of connection with this person, but some of you are going to let this go. That's what I feel. It's like 50-50, but I feel the majority are going to let it go, which is incredibly confusing on an emotional level. Please show me advice here for this reading for Virgo. Show me advice for Virgo, please. Wow, Virgo. So you have the 9 of Swords with the 8 of Swords. This is all mental frustration. It's back and forth, back and forth. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And under that, you have the 5 of Pentacles. This is walking away, letting a situation go because it doesn't bring you what you need. She's pretty broken up about it, I would say. But sometimes that's necessary. What's under this? Ace of Wands, new directions, new potential, new passion, finding a different way to go about things. And under that, you have the 6 of Cups, going back to somebody who you love, potentially sharing new beginnings with that. This whole reading is conflicting because it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's somebody feeling like they love somebody, but they want to go. Or maybe I need to connect with this person again. It's like that deep feeling of like, this person is for me, but they're not for me. And having like that duality within understanding both aspects of this situation. And it's kind of like an internal struggle. That's what I'm feeling for you, Virgo. The 9 of Wands the 9 of Swords is about feeling, and I'm going to pull it up with the Passion card. It's about feeling completely just annihilated in your mind, worry, losing sleep about situations, not being able to think about anything else. It's consuming your mind. And it's a connection between you and this person through passion, you know. Part of you, it feels like, wants to allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. But then the other part of you is like, no, I need to free myself. I need to let this go because it's causing me too much mental constraint and restriction. Release your ex. The time has come to clear energy. I think a lot of you are going into that camp in that direction. So let's go ahead and pull a Nocturna for you, Virgo. And we will go from there. We'll leave it from there. Show me energy that Virgo needs to hear. What does Virgo need? What does Virgo need here? Show me energy for Virgo, please. What does Virgo need? So you have Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow. Let's see, where's Weeping Willow? Sorrow, grief, flexibility. The willow tree is considered a symbol of grief and mourning in 16th and 17th century Europe. Chinese folklore associates them with ghosts due to their shape, and it is considered unlucky to have one in your yard. It is also a flexible tree, able to bend very far without snapping. This teaches us to bend with the universe and with what life throws at you, rather than fighting it, or rather than fighting. And I feel like it's this back and forth fight. It's this tug of war. It's this internal struggle in regard to what you want to do here, Virgo, because it feels like you have a deep connection with this person, or they do with you. Kind of one of those undeniable bonds, but also kind of knowing that maybe that situation was for a particular time in your life, and now your own progression leads you elsewhere. You know, not everybody is meant to walk along our path or be at our side. You know, some of you may continue to, you know, through the love and connection of this person, you may choose to be friends. You may choose to maintain some sort of like lifelong connection and have them as a friend and confidant. But at this point, it feels like a lot of you are not going to be returning back to this. But I definitely understand the pull and confusion in regard to this situation, because that's all I felt in this whole thing. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth energy. And feeling very entrenched in those emotions, feeling very, very much like almost a slave to those emotions in regard to how you feel about this situation in person. So I hope that this reading was helpful for you, Virgo, and 1,000 times I'm so sorry for getting your reading out so late and you guys being last when you definitely should have been first. I'm going to release one of the other videos that I did. It's just about you guys working your brains out, you know, and not paying attention to what you need. Or I don't know. I can't remember now. I did it a couple days ago. I didn't release it, though, because I didn't want it to be like the main reading for Virgo. I'm releasing this as your main reading for this time around. So yeah, again, my apologies. I hope things are going well for you. And if this is your situation, I hope that you choose whatever makes most sense in your heart. You know, you need to unify your heart and your mind in regard to what you're feeling and make the best of that. I love you guys. I hope everything's going okay. And I will see you soon for your next reading at the end of October 2019. All right, take care, you guys. If you like this reading, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. Take care. Bye-bye.